Welcome back to Joyfully Homeschooling Boys. And I am a stay-at-home, currently about to start working, homeschool mom of 4 boys, currently homeschooling 3 of them in the 6th, 9th, and 10th grade. This is a quick little haul. We recently went to Virginia on vacation, short story. So we get there, enjoy our day. Our second day, we go to explore to see, everything that's there. And lo and behold, my poor husband falls and fractures his leg. Y'all, that was a lot. Thank God for all of you that do know about it. Thank goodness that it will be a recovery of about 6 to 8 weeks for it to fully heal. But then even after that, it's like physical therapy, but he doesn't need any surgery and it should go back to normal and he shouldn't have any long-term issues from it. So thank God for that. I went to Books A Million. They did have a fair down there of books that were like $3 and up, but I didn't get to go to that because I was basically running around my kids, as I told you, because my husband, he literally was stuck in bed on vacation. So that's what happened. Some of these books we're going to read during the year. Some of them are personal reads to a certain child. So, oh, let me get my other stack. Some of these books I already had, some of them I didn't. So what I got for Books A Million, I will go through those first because that's what y'all want to see, right? So I got The Wild Robot. I always hear about this, and we will read this aloud. And then I have The Wild Robot Escapes. So they did come out with a third one. That one was not at a markdown price, so I was like, oh, we'll wait to see how these are. These should kind of be like quick reads. This year I hope to be better at letting you know how the read was for us, or kind of giving you a summary from what my child thought about the book that they read, just so it helps out you guys more in the community. Because hey, what's the sense of having a channel that you guys watch if I'm not helping you in your homeschooling journey? The next one is East African Folktales. These are short, and I like that because on days or when time is running short, but I still want to get some reading in for the day, I can pull these out. I'm probably going to be using this for the next 2 years. There are a lot of stories in here, and the writing is a little small. So also with those, I got African Myths. So we are going to be reading about those. Honestly, I don't know if there's a Books A Million where you are, but they had every culture. So if you wanted Greek, if you wanted Roman, they all had their separate books on myths, and then folk tales, fables, stuff like that. So they were good. And I was like, you know what, we're going to start with African because I want them to have more exposure to stuff from our culture. The next book is Piecing Me Together. It's a New York Times bestseller by Renee Watson. Watson's elegantly crafted novel speaks to the myriad of people searching for themselves in the world. There you go. I am learning to speak. I give myself a way out, a way in. It's a powerful story of a girl who believes she must get out of her poor neighborhood if she's ever going to succeed. So this is the font. It shouldn't be a long read either. The next one is Free Water by Amina Dawson. It says, under the cover of the night, 12-year-old Homer flees Sutherland Plantation with his younger sister, unwillingly leaving their mother behind. Deeply inspiring and loosely based on the history of maroon communities in the South. This is a striking tale of survival, love, friendship, and Courage. So this is another Newbery. And for me, I haven't really been reading a lot of stuff where it's like Black authors. And I really want to introduce that to my boys. I really want them to be wanting to read more of, you know, their thing. So wanting to read more from Black authors. The next one is Kwame Alexander, The Door of No Return. And this is young Kofi lives and dreams on the banks of River Often. He loves these things above all else. His family, the fireside tale of his father's father, a girl named Emma, and of course, swimming. It says, one night is all it takes to transform a life. As his world turns upside down, Kofi ends up in a harrowing journey that steals him away from everything he loves. He also has one called Black Star, and there might be another one too. And I like this because the way it's written, quick read, which I like these quick reads because for me, when you have stuff that's really dense, and if you saw my curriculum video, you saw two of my other picks. Some books, they just take longer to read. So in our reading schedule, which I will try to come out with all these videos. I don't know how fast I'm going to be able to get them out, but they will come out. Our first day of homeschool is August 12th. So y'all, I am trying to get prepared and ready. As you can see, this is the stuff behind me. And this is our empty room because I have no bookshelves yet and I have no desk, except for the one that my computer's on. So, and that one is I'm getting rid of because it doesn't really fit the space. I want to like maximize my space. These next two books, I bought them from off of Amazon. They are How to Read Literature Like a Professor for Kids. So this is for my 6th grader. I just want him to read this. I might start my younger ones with this because I do have the older one, How to Read Literature Like a Professor, which is mine. So I'll see if they're either going to read that or this is the other book. But this is for my classical one, the classical How to Read a Book, the Classical Guide to Intelligent Reading. So this is something that if he's reading it, I'm going to try to read along with him. For me, when I read books like this, tell me in the comments if you are that type of reader. When you have to read heavy stuff like this, you have to read like, when I read, I'm reading like 4 pages. Unless they're like, really didn't have a lot of information. But when stuff is packed with information that you just really need to absorb, sometimes it's slower for me to read as a reader. Because I didn't come out of course I came out of public school. I'm not a homeschool child. But we didn't do a lot of, yeah, I didn't do a lot of reading. I also found these cool little mini bookmarks. And I was like, oh my gosh, I could use these at Books A Million. Because I tend to finish, I always do that. I'm like, oh, get to the end of the page. But sometimes I'm just so tired at night that I have to close the book. So I thought these were cool because I could put it like right on the line where I finished, where I end at. So I thought these were pretty cool. Richard Wright, Black Boy. This is the next one. I grabbed this from like a sale, a library sale. Richard Wright tells of the unforgettable fury and eloquence, exactly what he thought and felt as a Black boy in the Jim Crow South. So I am very interested to see how this turns out. Of course, it's old and it's one of those reads, but we'll get through it. Now, the next ones, you might have seen some of these already. The Giver, I already had this last year. This, my 10th grader is definitely reading this year, and To Kill a Mockingbird. So those are books that I didn't purchase, but I just wanted to show you because they are going to be in this year. For each of my kids this year, I feel like I am able to maintain reading one book at a time with my kids, which is why this summer I tried to do a lot of my reading because when school starts, I will be reading their stuff. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Another one that I had on my bookshelf that I pulled back out and never caught, The Story of Ona Judge. So yeah, guys, I'm tired and it's nighttime and I want to be here for you, but I'm tired. Another one I got from the library sale is Ben and Me. It says, An Astonishing Life of Benjamin Franklin by his good mouse Amos. It's a cute little chapter book, which I might let my 5th, 6th grader read. I don't think that that's going to be a read aloud. The next book that I got at the book sale was this. I'm not even going to say the name, guys, because I'm going to butcher this. And I don't know whether my 6th grader or my older one is going to read this. I'm still, I kind of want to, yeah. It says 11-year-old Elijah lives in Buxton, Canada, a settlement of runaway slaves near the American border. Elijah, the first child in town to be born free. He ought to be famous just for that, not to mention for being the best at chunking rocks and catching fish. Now it's up to Elijah to track down the thief, and his dangerous journey just might make a hero out of him if only he can find the courage to get back home. So I also got this at a library sale, Elijah. This is one that I had on my shelf downstairs that I brought up. It's called The Friendship. This is a Mildred D. Taylor. Also, Roll of Thunder, Hear My Cry. I would love for us to read that. I have not bought that book. And we also have Pilgrim's Progress, if you saw it in my other video, and Winning the Battle in the Mind for Teens. So, this year I kind of want to have a lot of different read alouds, but I kind of want to go back and forth between like stuff like this and then, you know, something that's a little bit more, let's see, like I mean in size. So I kind of want to read a book like this, and then I want to read a book like this for this homeschool year, because I feel like the way we have been doing it, and just that we were reading a lot of Black history together. And this year, I'm not doing it. I'm more so incorporating it in their work versus taking away from our read aloud time, because I miss reading books together. And we were reading so many things. And yeah, so back to reading aloud for us. And that's that. I think one of them, we're going to read it for my 6th grader, The Tale of I always say this wrong, Desperex. It's not Desperex. This is the book. If you have not seen my big, gigantic curriculum haul, where I showed you everything that I have gotten so far for our homeschool, you can check that video out right here, guys. And I will check you out in my next video. Guys, bye, subscribe. Thank you for your views.